So what are you having for dinner tonight?
Okay, so I put this up there because I'm really proud of my meal. I haven't eaten it yet. But I'm making shredded beef taquitos, refried beans, and rice. And I've
Okay,
been
I love a taquito
craving
situation.
taquitos. Oh my God. So I was in San Juan Capistrano for work, and there's this really, really good Mexican restaurant called like Adobe. And I had some really good taquitos there, and now I'm like, it's all I'm craving.
I actually last night I wouldn't call it meal prep, but I cooked more than I needed to. Like just like pulled pork and like I think rice or something
Mm.
like that. Plus I got meal preps delivered last night. So I'm not cooking anything tonight. It's like either I'll eat one of the meal preps
Yeah.
or I'll eat whatever was left over. But I mean, enough of all that. Did you see that there was a second Summer House audio leak?
I listened to it twice.
I feel like it wasn't as exciting as the first audio, and I won't get too deep into like the meat and potatoes of it because it's just more of the same. It's more like Amanda being a huge denier. You get a little bit more of the timeline. It wasn't posted on Instagram, so people don't have to panic. I think it was on Reddit. I think it has stayed on Reddit. So if
Yeah.
you want it, you have to go looking for
Reddit
it.
is like the dark web.
It is. Like, I don't know. It's like a bunch of insiders from every industry is present on Reddit and ready to freaking whistleblow at any given
And then
moment.
they deleted their account right after they posted it.
Yeah. And then, I mean, you know how the internet is. All you have to do is drop that match and everything's on fire. So it has definitely, spread around. I mean, the whole summer house situation is just crazy right now, anyways, because you have what's going on in real time, just like Scandival versus what's going on in the show, but it does seem like they're having more of a civilized conversation as civil as you can be in a situation like this, as opposed, at least from what we've heard on the two snippets, like I'm not gonna act holier than now, like, oh my gosh, I don't work for Bravo. So yeah, I listened to the audio. It is
Yeah.
what it is. But
I listened to it twice.
yeah, like it is what it is. But I'm not hearing the same vitriol that we heard from like Ariana from Sierra. Sierra is
That's
like,
exactly what I was thinking. It was more like angry, obviously, but not as like hard in the pain. Even the side characters aren't as bad, but I also think it's just a different cast, and they're all a little bit more educated and older. And not, I don't think like Lala, I think was trying to get fame off of this. And
oh,
we know how James is just explosive.
I was gonna say we could talk about the Lala of it all day and how like her biggest malfunction even currently is that she got zero clout off of Scandival and I think she fully intended to, but I digress. But yeah, I mean, we'll get into Summer House as far as the episode goes in a little bit, but I do think it's crazy. It's almost starting to seem like like Bravo's doing this on purpose. Not that they need the press on this
They're
situation. I mean,
1000% doing it on purpose. I don't believe that there's this leak and we fired them. No, Bravo, you guys leaked it. And that's okay. But
yeah.
it also is weird to say I leaked my own shit, you know?
Well, and it's
Like
just
that's
like
weird.
it's just completely unnecessary too because you already have so much press on the situation. I almost feel bad for all of the other Bravo shows right now because everybody's attention is on Summer House. Well, unless you're Real Housewives of Rhode Island, which we'll also get into later. But I
All
mean,
of
it
those
just seems
girls.
like all eyes are on Summer House. And I mean, hopefully everybody involved will pivot this into bigger opportunities for themselves because that's how reality TV works now. You have a big scandal and it turns into big business opportunities for you. So hopefully,
This is what I want to
everybody,
see. I need Lindsay on the Traders because she couldn't go last time because she was pregnant.
yeah.
And I think they've just been waiting to get her back on there. And I think this is going to be the perfect season. Sierra's on Dancing with the Stars. Kyle is living his best DJ life.
Well, even in that audio, I mean, it was Lindsay corralling and like refocusing the
Oh,
direction
my
of the
PR
conversation
queen.
because
You
it
know,
like,
I am Team Lindsay since day one. I
well,
love
what I
that
loved
woman.
about the clip is it's like Andy is so enthralled as a fan of the
Hmm.
timeline and stuff that it's almost like he's losing control of the conversation, at least from the clips we're hearing. It's almost like he's losing control of the conversation because he wants to know just as much as we all want to know. So he's just letting them talk as opposed to like, wait a minute, let's iron this out really fast so they can stop talking in circles. But
Because you can tell when Andy loves a Bravo celebrity and he loves Sierra. He thinks she's just like the most amazing thing in the world, which she is. I love her too. But, and also, this is why I think they leaked it. I think they leaked it because I think that they want to make sure that nobody lets up off of Amanda because Sierra is now their new darling and she is going to be a cash cow for them. Bravo's already loved her. They've like always, been pro Sierra, and now this is another way to like really be pro Sierra.
well,
So
from the
I
audio
think they
I'm
leaked it
hearing,
too.
Amanda is going to make it very easy for them to do that because she has no contrition. She has, I mean,
It's
okay,
almost insane. It's almost insane. Like
it is, but I
I said
almost
sorry for shit
like,
I wasn't even sorry for, just because that's what you do.
I mean, I almost like, yeah, I almost want to give her a round of applause though, because my thing is like, if you're gonna do something awful like this, you better stand in it. If you're gonna blow
Yeah.
up an entire friendship, like I'm with, I think in one of Sierra's earlier statements when this all blew up, she said like they better get married. They better
Oh
get
yeah, at the
married. Like,
Euphoria.
you know what I mean? Like you blew up everybody, and like
Make it worth it.
especially because like look at Vanderpump Rules. They were never the same. I mean, they were already heading to like, Splitsville, either way you look at it. But they were never, I mean, Tom Sandoval spoke very true words to Summer House a few seasons ago when everything blew up at VPR and he did a guest spot on Summer House and he goes, always keep this because you just never know what can happen to make it go
Mhm.
away, basically. And I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said, like, always stay true to each other because all it takes is one scandal and everything you have as far as a show and everything is done. Luckily, they have the spinoff in the
Here we
city,
go.
and that's gonna, help them make money. But enough about them. We'll get more into their episode. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta because I'm hearing a lot of people say they don't like the new show or the formatting of the show, or I guess they might have new production or something. But I've been enjoying Atlanta. Like, it doesn't
I
bother
like
me.
it. I mean, I don't like Pinky, and I don't know why I don't like her, but I just don't. But I don't hate her. She just like is there. I hate Drew since the moment she stepped on my screen.
Oh
So
my
the
gosh,
fact that she's back every year
I
pisses me
just
off.
noticed when you said her name, she wasn't even in the episode this week. Like, I didn't even,
Oh, she wasn't?
I don't recall seeing Drew this week or last night.
Maybe that's why I enjoyed it even more. I can't stand that woman. She gets on my nerve. Like, oh, I just can't. She's so corny and cheesy to me. She's so uniconic. I just cannot stand Drew, but whatever. K Michelle, I was a little like, K Michelle on this because I loved her on Love and Hip Hop.
Hmm.
But I actually love her on this show. I was like worried if she would even fit in because I didn't really know if she really knew anyone, but I think she's a great addition.
What's bothering me about K Michelle on this show is like I'm not one of those people that's afraid to admit I watched Love and Hip Hop. Yes, I still catch the current episodes from time to time if nothing else is on. K Michelle on Real Housewives of Atlanta is acting like she did not get down in the gutter on Love and Hip Hop
You
and
know what?
have some of the
What
best
was it?
one-liners of all time. But then she's sitting here and these girls start arguing and she's like clutching pearls and like,
Oh, at the
oh my
tea
God.
thing. I said, bitch, do we not get, oh, go shake the table. She rapped like Shawty Low. Like,
Like so many
okay,
Rashida,
okay.
Kirk in the earring. Why do two
Yes.
men in Atlanta need to live in together when the rent is $2,000? Like I can go on with K Michelle
I
one-liners for
miss
days. So like don't sit on Housewives of Atlanta.
it.
And I know
I
you're
did
trying
think
to
that. I was
change
like,
your image because you're going into the country world, so you have to appease certain audiences. I get that. But you can still be a real human and act. You went to the Housewives of Atlanta. You didn't go to like I don't know, an own network, even an own network show.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what you thought you were filming, but you got to get it in the paint. And then you can't play non-confrontational and confrontational at the same time because you want to act like you don't want to get into the paint. But then the minute Portia did something you perceived as wrong, you got on the internet and called her all kinds of dumb bimbos and stuff. So pick one.
I said K. I said, oop, there goes the K Michelle I know and love. There she goes.
Pick
She's
one.
warming up. I really think
Um,
she's trying to be like upper echelon and not, do the same things as Atlanta or Love and Hip Hop. But I feel like she's defrosting. I feel like we're gonna get the old K back.
Well, I heard that eventually her and Portia and Phaedra, they're gonna iron out whatever comes up. Like they're not gonna have issues with K Michelle leading into the season. Her true adversary is going to be Drew. And I
I was
think
gonna say
for
Drew.
similar reasons that you have issues with Drew. Like she doesn't respect Drew's career. And the thing with Drew is this, I really go back and forth with Drew because housewives, I like my housewives slightly delusional. And Drew is a giant
Yeah.
liar. She lives in a land of delusion. Clearly, she's not clear with us about very many things because as you read what's going on with her divorce in the headlines, my God, today, I mean, you're losing custody of your kids. I'm not judging her for that. But it just goes to show that, like, every time we've thought that things with Ralph and Drew were phony or not being represented as what it truly
hmm
was, we were right. And, I don't wish any woman losing their kids. And I certainly do think that Ralph is manipulative, but I just don't think
No,
we've
he's the goddamn
ever
worst.
really been told the truth by Drew. So
No, she's
I,
a liar.
I don't think we're going to see it this season, but like, unfortunately, some housewives have to be humbled before our very eyes. Like Teresa had to go to jail to get a little
Dorit,
bit, a little bit
we're getting
real.
the real Erica now. They have to hit rock bottom. Which
And
I mean, I don't
so
like to see anyone hit rock bottom, but it's just what it is, what it is.
And so maybe losing the kids and going through this will be what it takes for her to kind of get real with us and like live in her truth. And because you went from, everyone forgot she was dating Ty Williams in between seasons last season, Mimi's ex, another Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta's a
And
small place,
Ty's
but
on Basketball Wives now, right?
yeah, basketball
Yeah,
wives
because
is over, but yes.
well, yeah, but this last season she was on there at least. Like I saw a couple episodes.
Yeah, and then I talk about a confusing person with their timelines of their romances because she had a whole nother girlfriend on Basketball Wives, and it seemed like there
Oh,
may or may not have been some overlap with Mimi Chow. I don't know. We're
probably.
talking about Bravo. We're not anyway. So, anyways, but my point with Drew is that I'm hoping that now with everything she's going through with the divorce, that it will humble her just a little bit to show us what's really going on because this relationship with this black guy. I mean, this guy is a thirst McGurk. I mean,
I thought it was Six Black, the singer.
don't do that to
So
Six
then,
Black.
well, to all they kept saying was black, black. He's a singer in Atlanta, and I just think everyone's from Atlanta. And so when they showed his picture and the way it was spelled, I said, "That's not Six Black. Who is this black?
Well,
I don't know this black."
Six Black has a longtime girlfriend. Her name is Quinn. She's a singer.
See,
So
I
I
don't know
knew it
anything about
wasn't.
that
Yeah, I knew
man.
it wasn't Six Black, but
I just heard his name in this for 2 years.
well, he's clearly known because I was watching another YouTuber, Roxanne. Shout out to
Yeah.
Forage Rocks. And she was saying, she lives in Atlanta. She was saying he's a well-known hookah lounge owner. Like he's very successful. So he's known around
Because
town.
everyone seemed to know him.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was the singer.
And they love hookah in Atlanta. So I'm sure he has a very successful business. So that's fine. Like I don't really care about any of that. But in Rox's review, and I have to agree with her, she goes, it's very easy to see after watching her go on this date with Black how Ralph was able to reel her in because all you clearly have to do is give her affirmations and sweet talk her a little bit, and that's all she needs. So, but Drew wasn't even on this episode. I feel like we're starting to get into the meat and potatoes of where the conflicts are
hmm
starting up. Because, I mean, let's talk about the pinky of it all. I don't have
Something with her husband and their relationship, it just like is weird. Not weird.
Why were
I
you
just
telling
don't.
everybody but him that you're filing for bankruptcy?
And then her saying, he doesn't really support me. I'm like, what's going on?
Right, because I'm like, he said he has X amount of millions of dollars, right? I think he said something like his business is worth 50 mil. No, she owes 50. Don't get me quoted on the number. He quoted a number though, which I was like, okay, if my husband had that kind of money sitting around, I'd be like, babe, I don't want to file for bankruptcy. Can you help me get out of this? And literally, she's spending the entire episode telling Kelly, which isn't it interesting that we have two restaurateurs, female
Oh, I also
restaurateurs.
hate Kelly.
I
Oh, I
can't
hate Kelly so
stand,
much.
I
I don't
can't
even like
stand
looking at her.
Kelly.
Everything is too big and she's really beautiful, but her lips are too big, her cheeks, her boobs. It's just, she stresses me out.
Well, I just feel like Kelly's kind of trying too hard for her moments because it's like you had every
Since she
opportunity,
stepped on the scene,
but
she
I
is such
mean,
a tryhard.
This season, it's like we don't have the Kenya. The only remaining OG we have is Portia and Cynthia, who's a friend of. So to me, this is the chance for Shamia, for Drew, for Kelly, for Angela to make their mark as Housewives of Atlanta, for them to be
I
up
love
on the
Angela.
throne with the other greats that come from this franchise. And it's like they're just trying so hard. You had your moment to set in stone where Portia's in a tea parlor calling you a bed whore to a married man. And you said nothing. You in fact conceded to Portia in that moment.
It
But
was the
then
wildest thing I've ever heard.
the minute you get with Shamia and everybody else, you can call her Portia and everything else. You had none of that energy to her face. And then you're continuing in your confessionals, and then you're going to get to this reunion and be like, oh, I don't know why Portia's going so hard at me. And I don't know why you, and don't make me stand up for Portia. I think Portia's
I
like
love
clearly
her.
she's an anchor of the show, right? But it's
Yeah,
like,
but mark my words, Shamia and Kelly are gonna have a downfall. Their friendship does not seem genuine to me. It's too much, hey, yeah, girl, that's my bestie. Let me go run this food. It's just a little too put on because they both hate Portia. I'm not saying you can't make a friendship because of a common enemy, but it never works out.
well, what's going to happen is eventually Portia and Shamia are going to be okay again because they're lifelong friends. And what's going
Yeah.
to happen is they're going to end up with Kelly on the outs because once those two are back together, three's a crowd. And we've seen that happen over and over.
Three never works.
You see it happen on
Has
Orange
to be
County
even.
all the time. Vicky and Tamara, they fall out, and then become
Hmm.
friends with other people. Usually, one of them goes and grabs Shannon again and makes her their friend again. And then they get back together. They kick Shannon to the curb and act like they were
Yeah.
never that close to Shannon in the first place. And they go on into
It's
Happy Friendland. That's
kind
exactly
of
what's going
sad.
to happen with those three. Mark my words. And Kelly, I
Yeah.
feel bad for you because you're clearly still spending a lot of money that you may or may not have to keep up with these women. If you're filing bankruptcy on all of your businesses, how is Kelly currently making money?
You know who I love? I mean, I actually hate her, but I love that Gina was okay with being the poor housewife. And look at her
Yeah,
now. Look at her now. I
yeah.
do not like her. I'm not sure how she's still on TV, but she did it right. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Remember when she bought her daughter 17 designer bags?
Yeah,
One was good enough.
yeah.
She
And
doesn't need 17 $5,000 bags. Where are you getting this money from?
well, I mean, that's a nice segue into people that spend money on bags that may or may not have the money. Let's talk about the Beverly Hills reunion.
Look, y'all gonna leave Dorit in that Kelly bag alone.
I'm not. Oh gosh, listen. As somebody who can't stand anybody in the Fox Force 5, this falling out has been like the best feeling in the world because my issue with the Fox Force 5 has always been that you can't call a friendship deep when it was only formed because you all had a common enemy, which was Lisa Vanderpump at the time. You all came
Hmm.
together and took Lisa down. Then after that, that's just how you guys kind of work. You took down Garcelle, you took down Denise Richards. Anybody that went against the Triple F got, that work and eventually they're no longer on the show. So when dissension started coming from within the ranks, That's the kind of thing that makes my hair stand on end because it was bound to happen. The writing has been on the wall for years. We have
The
said,
fakest friendships.
you and I have said for years that when it comes to Kyle and Dorit in particular, you can tell they don't hang out outside of the show. You can
Kyle, and I
tell.
kind of feel bad for Dorit because it's a second friend that she thought was her true blue girlfriend, and they were like, "I actually like your husband better."
Well, here's the thing. You know I'm not a Dorit fan. I have not been a Dorit fan since she
I
first came
warmed up
on.
to her.
I had moments with Dorit where I was like, okay, she's okay. But I just think that Dorit is so pretentious without cause. Like, you don't have the cause to be as pretentious as you are. And even in this moment where you're being so vulnerable about your divorce and stuff, the one thing you won't concede to is that you guys are fucking broke. It's fine. It's been in the press for years that your
It
husband has
was
owed people money.
killing me. I'm like, girlfriend, you literally are broke. And that's what I liked about Erica when she's like, I don't have money. Thank you. Dorit, just say, I probably shouldn't have spent 11 grand on the Kelly bag, but
You're
here we are.
literally sitting in our faces telling us that neither you nor your husband is making payments on your home. Neither of you are making payments on your home. Therefore, and it's not because people like them don't have the money, it's because they're having a power swinging contest of, I'm
Hmm.
not going to do it, you're not going to do it. But at the same time, while they were married, there was rumblings in the press that PK
Since
owed
the day
people.
she got on the show, she has never had money.
And I'm
Remember when
just
he bought her
like,
that Bentley? I said, with what money?
the Bentley, the bags, like, and PK, you could see him starting to unravel in like his last few seasons on the show. You could see him starting to just be like, girl, I ain't got it. Like, I'm tired. You're running me ragged with trying to keep up with these people. I don't have it. And
And the
I know
money that Mauricio has, that's a lot of money. Kathy, what's it, Jennifer Tilly, like that's long money.
I remember watching this,
Can't keep
like,
up.
there was this special that came on, I think HBO Max, but by way of the ID channel, where it was like the dark side of reality TV. I forget what the exact name of it was, but Taylor Armstrong was one of the people that told their
Ugh,
story. And
talk
she
about no
said,
money.
like, getting to LA, getting on that show, and she was like, I was not aware of the amount of wealth I was about to be surrounded by. And she goes, Russell basically dug himself into hole after hole, just keeping me dressed up to par with these women and being able to travel the way that they travel and all of those things. So I'm saying all this to say, and that's why, back on topic of this reunion, it really bothers me. And I'm not, let me preface this by saying, I do not think that there is no fault within Amanda. Amanda generally makes me itch. However, what bothers me is
Rage
just
hater.
like blatant hypocrisy. For the Erica Jane, the person that doesn't travel without glam, the person that loves to tell you how much their designer bag was when they had the money to tell you, the person that loved to show you how expensive the art pieces and everything were in their house, for you to sit and say, Amanda is not fitting into the group because she talks about labels too much and we're too old for that. You got to come harder. Bitch, please.
I said,
Are
takes one
you
to know one.
serious?
I said, that was your whole MO when you got on this show. She might as well have been Dana Wilkie. 25,000.
Kyle, it's all still Kyle talks about. She loves to tell us how much her bags are. They Beverly Hills is the one franchise where they go shopping besides Jersey, where they go shopping and they show the price, like the price,
Yep,
ka-ching,
they don't do that
ka-ching.
anymore. They still do it for Beverly Hills because Kyle, you love to shop. And I'm sorry. I am a day one Kyle Richards hater. I don't like that woman. I think she's a horrible person. She makes everything about herself. And I'm sick of her. I will not rest until she is off my TV screens. And I know that will
Yeah,
never
well,
happen. That will never
we
happen.
can dislike
And it keeps
Kyle.
me up at night.
We can dislike Kyle, but she is making point about Dorit's ass at this reunion.
I mean, water's wet.
I mean, that's true. I don't think that their
Dorita's
relationship,
broke. We all know.
I just, Oh, speaking of people that make excuses for Dorit, or I guess, I don't know, we weren't really talking about that per se, but let's talk about Bose for just a second. And what a flop of a sophomore season she's having.
I don't
How can
know how I
she
feel about her.
she talks out of both sides of her neck, and then she gets on her Instagram and gaslights us as an audience into saying that we didn't see what we really fucking
That
saw.
apology, the first apology that she made about the whole Peter, not Peter Pan, Pinocchio thing, this, I need these women to sit in it.
That's
Calling
it.
her
That's
two-faced was
it.
not the craziest thing. She didn't call you a see you next Tuesday. Like, you didn't say she, did heinous things to animals. Just be like, yeah, I was being funny and I called her Two-Face.
That's it. And like
Or I was being shady.
honestly, I didn't really like you at the time. I didn't think it was that bad of a diss. I didn't know it was gonna hurt your feelings that bad. My bad. That's all it really
But okay,
takes.
also, I don't really like to like stick up for Bose too much in this, but I understand why she was confused. Because the way the story was retold, I would have been like, I didn't call her Two-Face because she didn't really call her Two-Face, she called her a liar. So I too would have been a little confused because Pinocchio is like you say that when someone's a liar.
But
Not
I
because
feel
they're
like that's
two-faced, but I guess
playing
the mask.
I feel like that's playing smart and dumb at the same time. Because even at that moment, and the kind of bitch I am, I'd have been like, no, I didn't say that. What I said was X, Y, and Z. She didn't cop
Me
to
too.
any of it.
I would be like, no, 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 I didn't call you Two-Faced, I called you a liar.
She didn't cop to any of it. And it's like, Bose, I know this is only like your second season, so maybe this is a part of your exquisite resume that you don't have experience in. But like the camera, it captures what you say. And what happens is they run things back and it will also capture what you say. So when you get on a flight and take the time to let us know that we didn't really see it, that's kind of insane.
Because I saw it with my eyes. Like the whole thing with like oh, I never said I don't make money. No, you did, but I can see what you were trying to say. Why don't you just say, no, what I meant is I don't need to make money off of this like you.
And
Don't
you
try to
could
say
have
you didn't say it.
You could have said
You
in the
said it.
moment, like, let me tell you something, bitch. I taught at Harvard. Let's start. Like, you could have gave her that whole spiel that you had to think about for a second in the moment, but you didn't. Therefore, she took what you did say and she ran with it. Did she need to go sit on a podcast and say, like, oh, your business ventures aren't making money? No, she didn't need to do that, but you guys are enemies, so the gloves were off. So
Yeah.
my thing with
I
that
was scared
entire
more.
group when it comes to Amanda, and it's like it speaks to a bigger conversation about younger housewives versus older housewives, right? Because they always, and you see it on Married to Medicine quite a bit too, with the ageists of it all. They always want a little girl, Quad and Toya, and the rest of them are all knowing. And it's the same
Especially
thing.
that Toya. Come to find out, Toya's like 45 or
That's what
something.
I'm saying. But they're doing the same thing to Amanda. It's like, oh, she's a little girl. Is Amanda not pushing 40? Like, is she not in her 40s?
She's like 38 at the youngest. Either way, she's a grown-ass woman.
Okay, they
She's
do
not
this.
like 30.
She owns a home. She runs a home. She has children. She runs a business. Same
Like, you
thing.
guys cannot be her mom. Maybe Kathy, but you
My
guys
thing.
can't even be her mother.
That they did the same thing to Crystal Kung Minkoff. It's the same thing. It's like, oh, she's too young. We can't relate. And okay, yeah, there is an age difference for sure. But at the same time, just because she's younger than you doesn't make you guys better than her. Does it make you more experienced? Sure. But we've seen the age groups intermingle on other franchises, and it's not as big of a deal. Megan King Eggmans was only an issue for Vicky. Vicky
Li-
was the only person that had,
Well,
and
and Shannon, when Shannon had to be, I start charities, Megan.
in that fight, I was on Shannon's side, but that's another talk
No,
for another day.
100% on Shannon's side. You
Um,
know that's my queen.
but my point is, like, they keep on trying to sun her, and they're not getting the like. I don't think she should be fired at all. Bring her back. She gets under their skin so bad
I
that
want her
Courtney.
gone.
What do you propose they do with this cast otherwise? If it wasn't for Amanda, the season would have been unbearable.
You want to hear something unpopular? Don't bring it back. Don't bring it
No.
back.
I feel like
Like,
Beverly
I
Hills is
don't
like
like
an
anybody.
anchor. I feel like Beverly Hills is like an anchor housewives show.
Yeah, but if you're not going to, this is my problem with Amanda. It's lazy casting. If you're not going to properly cast, same issue with Orange County, quit bringing these fucking shows back. If you're not going to get in the mud and cast right, stop. Take a hiatus. Oh, but we can't get Miami, but I keep having to see whatever they're doing on Orange County.
Well,
How is Emily and Gina on like 8 seasons? How?
I'll tell you a show that has perfect casting, and that's Housewives of freaking Rhode Island.
Oh my God. I
What a
love
show!
everybody, but also Rosie and Kelsey. I cannot tell them apart.
I
It
had a
is
similar
pissing
issue
me
with
off.
I felt the same way about Meredith and Lisa Barlow when we first were
I
introduced to
don't
them.
get that when people say that. To me, they look
They
very
look
different
so similar to me.
because Meredith has a wider face and Lisa's face is very, very slim. So I've always been able to tell them apart from day one, and the way they both talk is both very distinct. But Rosie and Kelsey, they are the same person to me. Even when I listen to podcasts and they'll talk about them, I get their names flip-flopped. I think Rosie is Kelsey, Kelsey is Rosie. I cannot keep them straight, but I love everyone.
They
I
have
love them all.
similar tones and voice too, I think.
Even their personalities, like their mindset, you cannot convince me that's they're not like twins.
So I have to be honest, I fell asleep on last night's episode, not because it was boring, but just because I was tired when I started it.
Me
So
too. I was so
give me
exhausted
a,
last night.
oh, okay, because I was gonna say, give me a brief, like, synopsis.
I felt like I was drunk last night, but I wasn't. Now that I'm looking back, I am so tired.
I, here's what I will say about Rhode Island is clearly there's more to come from
Oh,
this. Go ahead.
this was the whole thing with the polo. That's what happened. Remember the Rula and what's her husband's name? Whatever. Rula's cheating
Oh,
husband.
right.
And then they left and came back. I was like, wait a minute. I know I watched this and it was riveting. And then Joellen, my queen, did the whole timeline
Right. Here's what I don't understand. Why is this man on TV?
because he's a man and he thinks that he can just get away with whatever. Because it's like insane to me. Is he maybe trying to get her to like have a no, she has a career, a booming one.
Or I was like, maybe he wants an open relationship and this is his hard launch
He
at
doesn't
that.
even
Like,
seem to like her, to even care to be with her and others.
I just really don't get it. I
Maybe
really
he'll
don't.
lose money if he divorces her. Maybe that's why he's
Maybe,
with her.
maybe, because like, oh, also, can I just say how like again, hilarious, and this is why I watch Real Housewives. It was that Rosie had her friend come over to her house to do her hair. Because by the way, there's a like a little salon parlor in this house. And by the way,
Oh, Alicia.
I'm sorry,
I forget
Alicia.
she I forget she is on the show half the time until she pops up. And I'm like, oh, where'd you
Yeah.
come from?
Oh, by the way, there's a hair parlor in here. And oh, by the way, I do have a trade, like in case I need to make money. I know how to do hair. I just don't want
And
to.
she I have to call her Sugar Baby because I don't even know what her name is. She is so interesting to me. Does the Sugar Baby have that weird outfit with the one sleeve, or is that the other? Is that the
That's the
Frank
news
Sinatra's
anchor. I
wife?
think that's the news anchor.
So Frank Sinatra's wife. Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, it's gonna take me a minute with the names. Like it's gonna take me a minute with the names. So I'm
I
gonna
love
give you.
Alicia. I found out she's a Sagittarius, and I said, period. You,
Oh,
I,
that
I
checks
do,
out.
I do see myself in you. When she flipped her shit, I said,
Well, the thing
oh,
is, Alicia, like
you're crazy.
you did say that.
But this is what Alicia should have said because I think what Alicia was trying to say is Liz is not to be fucked with. I ain't scared of nobody, but I'm scared of Liz. Like, you can't fuck with her. I don't think she was trying to talk shit, but I think she just got so defensive because she's scared of Liz. She, like, instead of just
Clearly.
explaining it, she flipped. But I think Liz, because Liz didn't care, I think Liz was like, yeah, I am scary.
Yeah, clearly Liz didn't give a shit in the moment about, the
Liz was
situation.
like, yeah, I
But what
have been
about
told
like
I'm scary.
what about the Aaron Hernandez of it all? Like what the hell? I love
I'm
my housewives
afraid.
beside a scandal.
No, honestly, because I want to dig deeper into that.
And I mean, what we've learned from watching Housewives over the last decade and a half is when you're working so hard to give us a narrative that you're trying to deflect from what's actually happening, it's actually just shining a flashlight on what's actually happening. So it's like, I don't know, I give this to the reunion to blow up all the way.
So I go back and forth on if her and Dino anything happened. I am almost want to say no, and it was kind of like an emotional affair, even though it wasn't an affair. You know what
An
I mean?
emotional affair that landed in Poussey because I definitely think they boned. I definitely think they
I
boned.
don't think they did. I think he was just like a husband when her husband was away. Maybe I'm naive.
In every way. I don't know. I just like she said her husband was away for like a month at a time,
Yeah,
fly
I think he's only
fishing
home
or
for
deep
a
sea
week.
fishing. It couldn't be me, but yeah, if you're gonna be gone for a month at a time, I'm gonna have somebody to keep me warm too, I guess. Like,
I
doesn't
mean,
make sense. It doesn't make sense. And then it's like, it's not the best of both worlds for him. Like, little wifey's at home raising his kids, and he gets to go off to the deep sea for a
but
week
actually,
at a
I
time.
think he started this after the kids were like older.
Okay, well, that's even
I think this
worse.
is new. Like this is like a year or two that he has picked up this DC fishing because it almost sounded as if one day he woke up and was like, I'm gonna buy a boat and go deep sea fishing. And she was like, "Huh? What?"
That sounds about right. Men in midlife crisis. That checks out. But I mean, then you've got Joellen and the inappropriate relationship between her sister and her husband.
Her sister, I can't even just blame the sister because her husband is very inappropriate as well with her. Like, why did you guys break up then?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's
after what
very,
we see
very
going
weird.
on in the news with Tina Campbell from Mary Mary, I mean, allegedly, the relationship her husband carried on for years was with like a close family friend. So I just don't put anything past Maine. I've seen worse things happen on
Oh,
reality.
I never. Even with the summer house, I'm more shocked about Amanda, but it makes sense for a man to do that. Like, I'm not shocked with Wes at all.
And I think that's why because a lot of people jumped down Mia's neck because when she was on Watch What Happens Live, I guess the question was asked something along the lines of like, are you more disappointed in Amanda or are you more disappointed in
Oh,
Wes?
that Mia, Black Mia.
Yeah, and people were upset because she said she was more disappointed in Amanda, but she clarified on her Instagram. She goes, "No, my point was that like Amanda and Sierra were friends, not because she's a woman. I'm not blaming the woman."
Amanda is more in the wrong. If Sierra's with Wes and Amanda was a random girl, equal blame. Amanda is your friend. Like, supposed to be one of your best friends. You're talking about how amazing she is. You are more in the wrong. I'm sorry. Call me misogynistic, but facts are facts.
Yeah. One more thing about Real Housewives of Rhode Island, and then we'll get into Southern hospitality. Speaking of weird friendship dynamics, what do you think of? I think her name's Ashley, the former Bachelor contestant. A lot of people are saying that like they
I don't
don't.
think it's wrong.
You don't think what?
I don't think of her.
I
Every
kind
time
of
she's on
like.
my screen, I'm shocked.
I kind of like
And
her
it's not in a
regularness.
bad way. Like she uh, she just doesn't make a splash in my mind. So when I see her, I'm like, who is this? But I don't dislike her. Does that make like she's just not on my radar. She's just kind of there. But I like her when I do see her. But when she showed up to get her hair done, I was like, oh, I forgot about you. I need a
I
little bit more from her.
I like her regularness. I like that, like, she's a regular mom that's busting at the seams, like, trying to balance it all. Because when they had that scene when she was at the park with, I think it was Joellen, and she was like freaking out because it's like my husband's business isn't making money. These kids need me every second of the day. Like, I feel like I can't come up for air, and we'll get into that a little bit more with the Valley later. I like that mommyhood is being portrayed more realistically on Housewives than it used to be. Because
For what
even
it
she's like,
actually is.
I got a nanny, but even a nanny isn't like helping with not as much as I
So
would
at the
like
end
her
of the
to.
day, your kid wants you. So even if you have a nanny, even if you, like I always say, the example is my dad is the more nurturing parent. But at the end of the day, when I really need comfort, I still want my mom. Like you're still the mom, so your kids are still going to be like, you're the first line of sight. And I don't think that's talked about enough
Yeah,
for
and
mothers.
especially if she's saying that he works so much, and so I'm sure if he's working a lot, he's not in the home a lot. So that means she's in the home with the kids all day, and that becomes
And a
taxing. I
coffee
mean,
shop, early hours.
yeah, so I do like that, like, also too,
Well,
like,
apparently
go ahead.
he on The Bachelor, like I dabble and dabble with The Bachelor, but I've never heard of these two. Apparently he didn't like her on The Bachelor. Like he wasn't
That's
very
what I
nice to her.
heard.
So yeah, people are like the way he is acting to her now is the same exact way he was acting towards her on their season of The Bachelor.
Really?
And I was like, oh, because like I do think she's a nice lady. So I hope one day either he learns to love her, which I doubt, or she finds a man that does love her.
I think they love each other. I do. Like when I see their films, when I see their scenes together, they do kind of appear like they're in a real relationship. Like I don't feel like they're putting on for the cameras. I feel like they're
They
showing us.
definitely are friends.
Yeah, like I feel like they're showing us exactly what's going on. It does feel genuine, but I do fear that like if he doesn't
Yes.
start making more time to be present, that they're going to be in danger quickly. Because that's how resentment builds.
No, for sure. He needs to, and I understand that it's hard to give up something that you've like dreamt of or you've just worked hard at, but he's got to give up this coffee shop.
Yeah, especially if it's
He's
like
got
all
to.
works with no return. Like if you're not getting any ROI, then this is just wasted energy.
Like,
Like we need to be making a profit.
and I get
Mama's
it.
got
He
bills.
doesn't want to be an influencer, but like, go be an influencer.
Well, okay, speaking of people trying to segue into influencing, we'll talk about Beyond the Villa really quick before we talk about Southern Hospitality because talk about a bunch of kids that aren't getting to the bag properly.
This show makes me so angry for no reason. Like, I shouldn't be this upset with a show as I am. And I think because a lot of this season has a lot of racial aspects to it.
Sorry, my dog is losing
And
his mind
this is what I
outside.
mean by that. Oh, you know, I have a crazy dog.
Sorry.
So they want to villainize Pepe for whatever. But they don't want to villainize Brian. And it's been really like weighing on me. But then I realized because they don't care about Amaya, because Amaya, she can say whatever she wants. She's black. I've seen that hair. I think they don't really care about her feelings because she's a woman of color. And Brian is a man of color. They're two darker skinned Latinos. And while Pepe is a white skinned Latino, at the end of the day, his name is Pepe Garcia, and that's Iris Kindle. So she is going to try to play the victim and then make him the villain because she doesn't want to just say, out of the villa, I wanted to dump Pepe and go back to my white boy. So she has to make this whole big thing to make Pepe the villain so then she can be like, oh, he cheated on me and then me and TJ reconnected. Iris, we know you didn't like Pepe. It's okay. You don't have to like him. He's six something with tattoos. He'll be fine.
Yeah, what's bothering me the most
He'll be fine.
About the Beyond the Villa kids is that they're acting like we don't watch Love Island almost every single day of the week. And like we didn't see what was happening in real time. Like the way they're trying to revise some of the things that we saw happen, like Iris, when you left the
They
house,
should be like, oh, you didn't see everything.
Iris,
I saw
when you
enough.
left the house, you and Pepe were together. I distinctly remember seeing their Instagram pages, and after the required press, you know how they go to Universal or Disneyland or whatever after the show ends.
Hmm.
After the required press was over, you guys were still spending time together. Like I was seeing him post you out and
On
about.
live together. They were at the damn sandwich shop by my house. I was like, damn, I should have went by there.
Yeah, so
All
it's
hugged
like
up.
you were together. Then the TMZ photos came out of you and TJ sneaking off to see each other. And then I said to myself, oh,
24
okay.
hours after.
Yeah, then I said to myself, oh, okay, there it is. She does still like TJ because I was shocked she didn't just leave with TJ because why would you? That's what kills me about Love Island as a whole is
Her and
these kids
Hannah.
swear they're there for love, this, that, and the other. You were miserable with Pepe the last, like, you guys had no chemistry the last couple of weeks you were there.
The fact that they stayed together for as long as they did, I was shocked. I said, you do not like being around this man
That's
in
what I'm
that
saying.
capacity.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, don't piss on my back and tell me it's raining. Then you have like the Hannah of it all, Miss Lick My Hand. And then you're going up to Pepe and cussing him out on behalf of somebody else. You look dumb.
It was so weird because then she's also going to try to say he was a manipulator. She's terrified of him. Sheree, if I thought a man was terrifying you
I ain't gonna
and
go talk
basically
shit to him.
abusing you, I am not going up to him and I'm definitely not saying, why didn't you say hi to Sheree? A man
And
you're
then
terrified of?
was she geeked up or something? She's like, she kept like with the glasses and like, hey, too much of a pussy to say hi to Hannah or to whatever the fuck
You know
she
what I
said.
think it
It was like
was? I
insane.
She's not that bitch. So I think she was just nervous and she had like practiced her lines, but then when Pepe hit her with the, but you're on vacation with your boyfriend and you're still talking about me. That confused her. She was like, that was not in my script that I made in my head.
Well,
What do I say?
you can't play like sensitive and that bitch at the same time because
Thank you.
you can go up to Pepe and rat tat 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 him, but then you want the minute what's his name stood on business with your ass, Charlie.
Charlie, I said, good job,
Now
Charlie.
you
Good
have
job.
anxiety and a cat's got your tongue and you've got to take a knee in the back. It was kind of
And that's why I'm
insane.
sick of these women weaponizing tears. I had to watch that scene back a few times to figure out what was she crying for? Because if anyone was to cry, it was Iris when he clocked her tea and said, that's how it went down. And then Iris is all gooped
It
and
just,
gagged because
listen,
she was talking shit.
I'm gonna get jumped all over for saying this. I already know, but it is what it is. It must suck to be the winner of that season and be completely overshadowed by Olandria Carthen.
Girl, I started to say, who won? I forgot my who won.
I forgot Olandria did not win. Like,
I started to say, yeah, Landria won.
she won in the game of life, but like,
She,
and that's not to say that, like, let's compare and contrast to Taylor of it all. I do think Taylor and Clark belong together. I do. Um,
1000%.
And I never
1000%.
faulted Taylor for choosing Clark. All I ever faulted Taylor for was the way he moved. He was not always transparent. That is my
He moved
opinion.
very
That is what I
immaturely.
think. But Amaya,
I'm
it's
actually
like
happy he did what he did to Landria.
same. But it's like
I'm
Amaya is
like,
like stuck in trying to be like clickbait or soundbite or something because she keeps doing the
she has
thing.
got to stop. She has
Yeah.
got to quit. It made me so mad when people kept like hyping up her things. I'm like, I never thought she was that iconic. I liked Amaya because I did feel bad that none of the guys liked her and then they were just kind of mean to her. But I was like, you guys, am I only one because these men were so mean to her? She should have never won. And she's not an it girl.
Well, I could tell in the villa, like either production told Brian to go in there and stick up for her, or he knew that that was the smart thing to do because
I think he saw an opportunity.
he never gave he was actually into her. If you really look at those scenes after the fact, she was always all over him and he reciprocated. They didn't
He
do
thought she
anything
was pretty, but men will have sex with women they don't think is pretty. So that
exactly. And
doesn't.
I don't think that she said they did not actually do anything in the hideaway. So there goes that, right? So I don't think that that was,
I think they did a lot in the hideaway. I don't, there might not have been intercourse, but to me, that other stuff can be a little bit more intimate, in my
well,
personal opinion.
that's what she said. She said they didn't do anything in the hideaway. And she's another one who's like, blurring timelines to the audience because in one breath you're saying the guy that you're with now, you've known him a good chunk of your life, your old friends, this, and that, and that you got with him soon after the show. But then you're saying you were so in love with Brian and what he's done to you is just undoable and all this stuff. But you have a whole nother boyfriend. And then you're punishing Bella for her proximity to Brian because I'm sorry, you and Bella are not even friends. What does she owe you that she cannot be friends with Brian
They weren't even on the show at the same time.
at all? So like my bigger point
Ella
in
was there
this
for like
like
2 days.
my bigger point in like connecting the dots with these kids trying to be influencers is Jeremiah is the only one that's seemingly booked and busy on this cast. Like he's never available for the bullshit because he's doing one campaign to the next. Chris, I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. You're still not overseas playing basketball. You're over here trying to be with Coco. Coco doesn't live on planet Earth. What is her non-issue with Clark? That whole conversation was so weird.
I think Coco, and I really hate that we share a name. It really makes me uncomfortable. I think she's just looking for a moment, and I think she thought that they would be besties because they're both on Beyond the Villa and they're both black. But Coco, you showed your ass on that podcast, which is also why Landria don't like you. You did too much.
Well, yeah, she did. And it was like she came out of the villa. And again, it's like these kids, they all come out of the villa looking for their moment, looking for their soundbite, looking for whatever to
They
go
want to go
viral.
viral.
Yeah, and it's just like honestly, if I was released from the villa earlier than the rest of the cast, I really would just be like mum's the word on these podcasts and stuff like that because you just don't know how they're gonna clip it, how they're gonna spin it.
Hmm.
And depending on how messy, like the podcast that Coco went on with Winter from BGC, like
Oh
I've
yeah, I
heard,
forgot that's what it was.
yeah, it's like I that doesn't give me that they're the most chivalrous when it comes to journalistic integrity, you know what I mean? So
It's winter.
but let's go down south. Let's talk about Southern hospitality and like how we just need just throw Emmy away. Throw Emmy
Wait, hold
away.
on. I need a bathroom break, but because I really want to get into this.
Okay, go.
Because I hate Emily. I hate her.
Okay, we're back. So, Southern hospitality.
Emmy is dangerous and she needs to be fired.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just kind of like, Leva, why is she still getting a paycheck from me from you?
That woman is so dangerous. If I was Brad, I would never be in a room with her. I would sue her. I think Pepe also needs to sue. Like, you can't just go around talking about people like that, saying he stalked you. And normally, I love when people double down. But on this is insane.
And
Like,
like,
hey, you stalking my room. No, you didn't.
call me naive, but I've been waiting every episode for her to be like, "Oh no, that's preposterous. I didn't say that." Or like when someone's coming to her and being like, "No, they're saying that like you said you were crouched down on the floor, shivering for your life." I'm waiting on her to be like, "Wait a minute, I never said that." And it's like, "No, I was. That's exactly what was happening. I was frightened." I'm like, "Emmy,
Joy,
shut
it
up."
is. alarming to me how she is just so hell bent on sticking to. No, I did think he was stalking my hotel room.
It's almost like she's coming on, like, this is what I'm getting, and I'm totally just going by vibes and what I feel when I say this. It's almost like she comes on to film and she's like, okay, I'm ready to make up with everybody. And sometime during filming, like she talks to her family and or that fiance of hers or something, and they're like, no, stick to the plan. And she sticks to the plan. It's like she has one foot in trying to stick in with these people, and then
Hmm.
like something cooler heads prevail, and she's like, nope, racist, and I'm scared.
This is my
Back to
thing.
that.
Will does not want her on this show
Agreed.
because they keep saying, no, he has cheated on you, da da da. And it's not because Will actually cares about her, because we know he's only marrying her because he's like, this is what I should be doing. He wants to cheat in peace. He wants to just live life in peace. He doesn't want these people who know everything that he does to keep getting in her ear. So he keeps making her crazy, and she's crazy on her own. And it's just like she has got to go. It's not even fun to watch anymore. It's scary.
Yeah, and with him on the show, it was easy to blame him and say like he was the complete issue, and he still
Hmm.
may be in the background. But if that's the case, then what a weak woman she is. Like if you're that easily manipulated to where you can let your morals just fall completely to the wayside, that's dangerous. And it speaks to a bigger problem that I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say. It's like black people's biggest fear with being friends with people that are not black, which is that
Hmm.
the first moment you get angry at me, the first thing you're going to call me is an N-word, or say that I scare you, or say that I'm aggressive with you, or if we ever have
I'm
conflict, I'm
angry.
always going to be seen as the aggressor. You're always going to be seen as the angel. It is most black people's biggest fears with being friends with people that are not
Yep.
like us, especially when
Because all of a sudden he's scary.
all of a sudden, somebody that you drink with, let your guard around, probably in the situations they've gotten
Like
themselves
he said, I've
into.
been in your parents' home, but all of a sudden I'm scary.
Exact. And
Brad's
then
not
it's like
scary.
a black man like Bradley, like no shade. Bradley is not exactly like Dr. Dre. Okay. Like he's not exactly like Blueface at the end of the day. Bradley is
Like
like a clean
he
cut, like, you
grew up
know,
in the suburbs, you can tell. Like he is not that kind of like that man is not scary. That is it's like shut
yeah,
up.
it's
But
preposterous. But I'll tell you what, if you're gonna date outside of your race, you make sure you
you
get you
better
a
get a Julia.
Julia. You make sure you get you a Julia.
But
The way
Julia,
she
right?
kept her foot on that bitch's neck that entire
Because
conversation
this
and
is
did
Emmy's
not let her
problem.
run.
First off, Emmy's problem is she wants to be married above all else. So that's why she acts like one of the reasons
Girl,
why she's
I
like
don't
a
know if you just
psychopath.
heard that. It's not gunshots. Somebody's damn car is backfiring
No, I didn't hear.
outside. Okay,
No, I
sorry.
couldn't hear it. But Julia, Emmy basically said in so many words, "Oh, we're both white women, and so she's gonna understand how I felt unsafe."
Hmm.
And Julia was
Hmm.
like, "No, bitch, I know my man." And I said, "I know that's right, bitch. I know that's right, Julia." I was so happy and proud of her because so many people want to date outside their race and date, minority who, especially in the South, a black man, but they don't want to stick up when there's hard things that happen or hard conversations. And Julie was like, no, no, you're not going to sit here and call my boyfriend scary. You're not going to say he stalked you. You're not going to say he was drunk and banging on your door. Now you're just lying.
Yeah, and I think like if people want an example of what it looks like to be an ally for somebody of color that you love, that's what it looked like to be an ally. Like that's
And at the reunion, Leva better fucking come correct because she had a lot to say about Catherine. And I've seen her son, that is a black boy. So your son will, I hope he won't be in situations, but he probably will just because of the world we live in.
bump
So
that.
you
Leva's
better
got a big
come
ass black
correct.
husband, a big ass burly black husband who can definitely be seen if someone wanted to paint him that way as big and
Exactly, because
scary.
he's like, he has to be like 6'3". That's a
Yeah.
very large man. So
Yeah.
it's like, you have two black men. very close to your heart. So you better come correct, bitch. You better have the same fucking smoke that you had for Catherine for Emmy's bitch ass.
Well,
Because what she's doing is out of line.
this is gonna tell us whether or not that whole season with Leva going to like the statues being taken down in
Hmm.
like downtown Charleston, that's gonna tell us how performative all that was. Did Bravo put you
Exactly.
up to that, or is that really how you feel? We're gonna find out real quick, Leva, because honestly, it's going to make me, unless Bravo has some kind of clause over her where they say who hires and fires at her restaurants,
Hmm.
which is possible. I'm not putting it past the situation, then there's no excuse for why Emmy is still around. If you want to call someone big and scary, you call Michaels his ass big and scary because the way he be yelling at women for no good damn reason, that's big and
Insane.
scary.
Oh, but maybe he gets a pass because he's gay? No. At the end of the day, you are still a man.
Yeah,
You are still a
1000%.
man. You should
1000%.
not be speaking to
And
women
let
like
me
that.
tell you something. I don't need friends like Michael's. Like, I understand that Lake has her ways and that she added fuel to a fire that already existed with running her mouth to everyone at Republic about her issue with Bradley and sticking up or lack of sticking up for him in this situation. But my thing with Michael's is this. You're just as immature as she is because instead of just using your words and explaining to her what's going on, you ostracize her at a group trip. And you already know how I feel about ostracizing people on a group trip. I think it is the lowest level of bullying that exists.
It has happened to me
It's happened to
personally.
me several times. And I don't know why
And
anyone would do that to either one of us when we're clearly so amazing.
though honestly, like I'm actually really fun.
Yeah, like
Make the
this.
trip.
Your guys' fucking problem. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, Lake made a mistake. And yes, she did bump her gums to like the wrong people. But she's a good friend of yours. And like, I just would not want to be friends with somebody if I were Lake or anybody else in that group where you don't have an ability to make mistakes with him. Like, you make one mistake and he cuts you off. And not only does he cut you off, you become his enemy. Like, he can't even just let
It's
you
like
down
the
gently.
vitriol
And it's just
he
insane. And
had. And I don't really like Lake. It starts with how she talks. It takes too long for me personally, but the way he spoke to her and was just so mean. I was like,
how could you have ever
do you want
possibly
love?
considered me a friend talking to me like that? Like, even if I had beef with you and I was ultra pissed at you, I couldn't talk down to you like that because I still love you as a person. And I feel like what Lake did, she didn't fuck his dad. Like, she misspoke. She said some things she shouldn't have said.
She ran her fucking
But
mouth.
it's still, and I still like, I'm split on if she did anything wrong because the story involved her. So, yeah, you did tell her not to say anything, and that is where she violated you. But you're acting like she was running around telling other people's business. She was
The
talking about
punishment
what's
just
going on with
didn't
her.
fit the crime. It was
It didn't.
very, but this is the problem. He is a very unhappy person with himself,
Yeah.
and he's very immature.
Yeah.
And I just really hope that he can grow from this, and next season he can't be yelling at women like this, or I'm done with him.
Yeah, I hope like they're young is what I have to keep reminding myself about
Yeah,
Michael
they're
being
like
young as fuck.
23, 24, and I'm like, okay, your brain's not fully developed. And that's like with the whole Lake and this whole Jordan thing. I just also, like you said, I have to remind myself, I am a 36-year-old woman. This is like a 23-year-old girl.
Yeah.
She's
And
gonna move in an immature way because she is immature.
And honestly, I think, and maybe this is me reaching, but it is what it is. I think she has a crush on Mia.
No, she 100% wants
Like,
Mia.
I think she wants to wear Mia's fucking skin. Like,
After last night's episode, that's when it finally clicked and I said, "Oh yeah. So you just want Mia and you can't have her and you're jealous that she's talking like Justin got her and Justin is like he's hot, but Justin's like not like suave, not in my opinion.
yeah. And like,
Like he's
honestly,
just not.
I honestly wish that Mia would stop screwing with the guys in Charleston. She's so pretty and like could really get herself a class A baller. I'm like,
She's
stop
a
rolling
baller
in the
and she's
mud.
smart. She works in finance. She is like a really smart, mature, gorgeous woman. Just like her aura, everything about her is just like bad bitch on every category in life. I'm like,
Girl, when
what's
she
even
said,
that white boy she was with? I was like, he's not it,
oh
Mia.
my
He's not it.
God, I'm so glad that's over. Oh
He
my
was so ugly.
God.
He was just tall.
And then like you can like these men really have, if nothing else, they have audacity because you thought that you didn't need to move for Queen Mia. When are you gonna pull another bitch that looks like Mia? I'll wait.
Because that was an accident.
Clearly, I thought it lasted too long in the first place, honestly.
When she started this season, say she was still with him, I was like, for what?
Girl, when she said last season that she was looking for a ring, I said, "Word? Oh, okay. I didn't okay." Like I didn't
Wait,
want
this is going to be controversial, but you know who I think should be a great match for?
to.
Shep. I don't know why, but I think Shep needs a
Ah.
ball buster. Like, she's too good for Shep. He's beneath her, but I think he needs a ball buster like that. And that's why he likes Sienna. Because Sienna was like,
Listen, Linda. Shep is not aging well. And I don't know if you've noticed when he talks these days, like spit gathers in the corners of his mouth.
oh, I have not noticed
I don't
that.
wish that on Mia.
No, I don't actually want them to date because Mia can do better. I want her with like a businessman. But I do think someone like her would be a good match for Shep. But obviously, if she ever dated Shep, I'd be like, girl, are you sick? Are you okay?
Well,
You need to tell.
speaking of two people that don't need to be together, Madison and Joe Bradley. Dude, what the fuck? Like, first of
I want
all,
him gone.
what is his malfunction? Like, why is it that you can't get it together?
Is it just me or is this a new Joe Bradley? I feel like he's a completely different person from the previous seasons.
And if Maddie wasn't a sober girl, I would swear he was on something. Like, something is not making sense with Joe.
He's being weird this season. And I'm just like, Maddie, you don't even like this man like that. Please do not
I
marry
do
him.
not believe she likes him. I do not believe
Please
that.
do not marry him. I think Maddie has a problem being single.
Sure.
And I think she needs a man that's going to be obsessed with her like Joe is because Trevor or whatever his name was wasn't really obsessed with her. And so I think that's why she's been with Joe for so long. But we got to wrap it up. It's time for this to be done with.
But I feel like in our 20s, especially, we've all dated that guy that was like obsessed with us. And that's fun for like the first 5 days. And
Yeah.
then after that, it's like you've been at my house for 3 days. When I like, you don't eat unless I eat. You don't shower unless I shower. You don't get up unless I get up. Like, what do you have going
He's
on?
like not a man. He's
Right.
just
And
not a man.
for women, like if you don't have any get up and go about you, we start losing respect for you pretty fast. And I feel
Not
like that's
sexy.
what's happening with Joe and
Hmm.
Maddie. Like I don't need a personal assistant. I want like a man. And if I want to get married, I need you to provide. I don't need you to be my personal assistant. Like I got this. I can hire people for that. But it's like you have somebody that will literally give you the keys to an empire if you play your cards right, and you're going out of your way to fuck it up. I don't get that.
He's just like when he said he was turning 30, I was like, you're that old? He gives 25, 26 max.
Also, does like emo resurge every decade?
I don't understand what's going on with this whole emo night thing.
Because
I'm just
like
like,
for reference, I'm 40 and these kids on this show are like I think Maddie's like what 25 maybe.
yeah, she's really young.
And so I'm like, what bands did you guys listen to that were
Yeah, I was like, are
emo?
there still emo bands?
Or were they just listening to old emo? Because like Katie Maloney and all those people going to an emo night, that checks out. We're around the same age.
Yeah, that's our
But I'm like, what were
generation.
you guys listening to?
They
I'm
must just be
curious.
listening to our emo. Like, does emo still exist?
I don't know. You
I
guys
feel like it's like disco. Like, no one
drop
makes
down
disco
and
music.
leave it to the people. Drop down in the comments and let us know.
You mean?
I'm
Because
probably
I
old.
loved some My Chemical Romance.
Yeah,
Like,
like My Chemical Romance had their time. You had like I don't know if
Evanescence.
like Fallout Boy falls in that category, but like you had those
I think they're
bands.
more punk.
They were kind of poppy. I don't know, but yeah, I'm curious to know. That was never really my vibe because like black, but
Yeah.
I do remember going to school with kids and stuff that were into that sort of thing,
Emo was so big at Diamond Ranch.
and
Like,
I
I
thought
love the
it was
little
just
emo
a
kids.
California thing too. So maybe I'm like biased or so, or I don't think bias is the right word. But let's go across the pond. Let's talk about the ladies of London. Are you
I
dying?
love them. I'm a wee bit behind on them,
I mean,
but
not
I
much is
love them.
going on. It's just more of the same with what is the gentleman's name? I always forget.
Mark. I love him, Mark.
I should remember that. Mark and Margot are like still going at it. And what I love about their beef
Oh,
is
Margot,
that,
I don't.
well, what I love is that like Mark, it is true. Like you're being totally a dick to her, right? And you are being condescending and you are picking at her. But
He's very
Margot,
much so. I'm up here, you're down here.
but Margot, who cares? Like pick up the shade or catch the shade, throw it back, and move on. Stop trying to make this an issue
You
every
know what I
single
loved?
episode.
When he's like, she's like, you just are so obsessed with something. He's like, of course I'm obsessed with you, darling. Look at you. You're absolutely stunning. And she was gooped and gagged. She's like, you're so weird. You're so weird for that. I was like, because what do that would have pissed me off too.
But you know what I can't stand? I can't stand people. I mean, that is a perfect example of throwing the rock and hiding your hand. Like he baits her on purpose, gets her to
Because he
explode.
knows
And that's why I'm like, girl, you're falling into the trick into the trick bag every single time. Just catch his shade, politely throw it back, and move on with your life. You're gonna move with people like him, he's trying to get a reaction out of you, especially the silly little American.
it tickles him. But I think her problem is she wants to be liked so bad and accepted that it's just like eating her up that they're calling her like the tacky American. But no one really thinks that way about Micah. And Micah is so American.
Well, Micah's playing the game, right? She's sitting properly. She's like, I don't know, Courtney. I really don't see myself acting the way Margot was acting in a place like they were in. And I'm all for being yourself no matter where you go.
No, I don't like Margot. I
Oh,
think
no, no,
she's
no. I
kind of
don't, I
tacky.
wasn't even saying that you do.
Oh
My
yeah, I was like, I
point
think she's kind
is,
of tacky.
like, you're proving them right. You're proving
Yeah.
to be the loud, obnoxious American because you're acting like you've never been anywhere before, which just goes to show, like, just because you have money, money can't buy you class. Okay, the
Yes.
Countess taught us. She already taught us.
Love her.
And it's just like Margot's just further proving that. Like, you can have on an Alaya and still look cheap. And you looked cheap. Like, why
She
you
kind
had
of gives the girl from Beverly Hills, Amanda. When she was
exactly.
running down her outfit, I was like,
It's like
oh
you can have an
brother.
Alaya on and still look cheap and still behave cheaply. And then, okay, so me and my sister were going back and forth on, I don't know if you saw, well, you said you're a couple episodes behind. So they go to the Nigerian lady. What is her name?
Emma.
Emma.
I
They go to,
haven't seen that episode yet, where
okay,
they
so
go
they
to
go
her
to
house.
Emma's estate because she's like the Bathoness. What is her title? I'm probably
I
fucking
don't
that up.
know the woman version, but I know her husband is a baron, but I don't know
Okay.
the woman equivalent.
So from the movie Ever After, it's a Baroness. That's what I remember
Okay.
from that movie. So if that's the case, then I'm thinking Baroness. Don't jump on me. I'm not British. But anyways, they go to her house, her estate, and they set up a tea time. So the setup in the tea time area is like you can clearly see there's a set table, but there's also food set out almost buffet style. Me personally, I wouldn't go touch the food until I at least saw somebody else go touch the food. Margot goes because she feels like they've waited too long at some point, and she goes and just starts serving herself. And the British are like clutching pearls because Emma's like, it hasn't been served yet. And again, like at a place like that, I would assume like I need to wait to be served. Like I would
I
not
would
be,
wait for Emma's cue.
especially because
Like, please
Emma
help yourself.
especially because Emma and company were off to the side, lightly chatting. They hadn't sat down or grabbed anything yet. I'm at least gonna wait for the host to like take the host's cue, and
Yeah.
nobody had touched anything. So Margot goes and over, like just starts serving herself. And so Emma's like, rolling her eyes, like, I can't believe she did that. And Micah's like, bad etiquette, etiquette 101, you don't do that, like you wait to be served. And so it's just little things like that, Margot, where it's like read the room. Like, I've never eaten dinner with the queen myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I've even sat at a dinner table at this point in my life that had more than like three forks, but I think common decency is a thing. And it seems like Margot kind of lacks it sometimes. And it's like,
She's just very American, thinking she can just do whatever. And it's like, if I go live somewhere else, I am not going to be so hell-bent on doing the exact opposite of the culture.
well, it's like you constantly see it though, like on 90 Day Fiance, for instance. What drives
I
me
was just thinking about
insane
that.
about that show is Americans going, especially when American women decide to date Middle Eastern men on that show, and then get upset when it's like, oh, he's controlling. And I'm not calling them controlling. This is what these women say. And it's like,
It's like,
no, in his culture, he's not controlling. This is just how it is. It's
it's
not
like Google
oppression to
doesn't
him.
exist.
Yeah. It's like
Drives me
you
insane.
come from different worlds. Like one's not better, one's not worse. It's just different. And it seems
It's the
like,
culture is different.
yeah,
When
and it
I'm in
seems like
Texas, I do as the Texans do. It's
it's
a
it's
different culture than
it's
me from
different.
California.
It's just different. I mean, when I travel to Europe and I can't find anything to eat at 2 p.m. because everything's closed, it's just how it is out there. Like it is, it is what it is. But overall, I really like Ladies of London. It's really light
Love it.
watching. I like that
I
it
give
is.
it a 4 out of 5.
Me too. And I like that it's drastically different, but still very much
Mhm.
breathes a little bit of the same air that the previous version
Yeah.
breathed.
And you know what? I was a little like, how do I feel about a man as a main cast member? But I really do love him, and I think he's a great addition. And
I
it's
do
because
too.
he his history with the women is so deep. It doesn't even like I don't even think of him as like a male with women. He
I think
just
he
fits in.
also, I heard he comes from another reality show called something,
Oh
something
yes,
Essex.
Made in Chelsea,
Oh,
or
was it the Chelsea or the Essex show? Because there was,
it might have been Essex,
okay,
whatever. But
maybe it's made in Chelsea, but I heard that like, he has a little bit of fandom from the previous show
yeah,
that he was on. So again, with my corny segue, speaking of previous
I
fandom, let's
love
talk
these
about
segues.
the Valley, and how
Right
this
over the
is
hill from me.
this
Well,
is
not Danny and
not
Mia.
a show that you watch if you want to be put into a good mood. Because my God, today talk about heavy. Like you got
It's dark.
postpartum, you got divorce, you got Brittany back with her date nights because she's
Night
dating
night.
mulatto men that have baby mamas, and oh my God, like there's just so much
You
going
know
on.
how I feel about those baby daddies. You know I can't
Yeah.
stand their ass.
And I mean, let's just get right into it. It's like she leaves Jax, trades him in for this man that's from Paso Robles, as she calls it. Paso
And
Robles.
I'm like, what are you doing there? Do you work in wine? What are you doing there? Do you work
Good
in food?
question. He's got what? Zach said two or three baby mamas? Three?
He has two baby mamas and 3 kids. I will
Three
always remember
kids.
the lineup.
I just don't know how this is not. And then on top of that, he's a messy bitch that lives for drama because the way he went
Wait,
and
I
ran
kind
back.
of love that he was being a messy bitch, but I said this is exactly why you shouldn't be with him, Brittany. He's a messy bitch.
It reminded me of I wanted to put my Kelly Dodd voice on, and this is like I'm not a Kelly Dodd fan, but I wanted to be like, oh, you're a little bitch, you're a little twerp. Like, why are you in this?
Why are you in
You just got
this.
here, sir.
And not only like was he in it, he was in it.
I mean, I'm talking about in it.
I was
So,
like,
and
so
like
you're
part of
being
me too was
weird.
like, maybe he was trying to be like with the black solidarity with Jasmine, and he was
I
like,
think it
yo,
was a little
sister.
bit of everything because you could tell he thought he was being cutesy, but then I think he could tell when it started really getting like heightened. I think he was like, okay, let me try to like have Jasmine's back. Because I do think he's not like one of those I'm not black kind of people.
No, no,
So
he
I
didn't give
think,
that.
yeah, I do think he realized after he clocked he was being too messy. He's like, let me try to run it back a little bit.
Or maybe
But
he
at
was
the end
just
of the
trying to
day,
get
I don't like
himself
him.
in a scene so he could collect a check. I don't
He's
know. But it was
no,
like,
he is an opportunist. He wants to be on TV. I do not trust him.
well, they're not
But
together
Brittany
in
has a
real
fair
time.
character.
She has
They're
some other,
not.
no, she has some other mulatto boyfriend right now.
I love how Jax has always told her he was not her type, but he never said she likes black men. He just kept saying, I'm not even her type. I'm not her type. And I kept thinking, then what the? Because to me, Jax is like universally good looking. So I was like, what do you mean? What's her type?
Two white women he is.
I mean, like, Jax is a horrible person, but you can't act like he's just not a good looking man.
He
So
was decent looking at one time. He now
I was
looks
just like,
coked out and bloated.
well, yes, he is not aging he's actually aging not as bad as I would think someone who parties the way he did parties. But I was just like, Jax is pretty buff. He's tan, dark. What do you mean you're not her type? Because she loves black men.
Well, I think someone needs to have a talk with Brittany about what may be a possible addiction to plastic surgery or something because she keeps going under the knife and she doesn't look any different. And so I'm just like, and again, I'm not here to body shame anybody. I'm not calling Brittany fat. I'm simply saying you're going under the knife and you're telling us you're getting things done. And I don't really see a difference. And I think the whole point of getting plastic surgery is to look different. So maybe you're going under the knife for nothing, Miss Mamas.
So when I saw this episode, the first season, I mean, the first episode of this season, I immediately went to the Instagram and I said, I don't know if you look any different. Your titties are still too big.
Huge! They're to the
And
sky!
you know what makes me so mad? Brittany was gorgeous.
She was when they were showing those flashback pictures. And again, yes, she was much younger,
Oh,
but it's just like, Brittany, you're just getting
but she
pulled.
had a good base. I don't even think Brittany looks old. That's not my
No,
issue
she
with
doesn't
her.
look old. No.
So yeah, so it's not even like, oh, you were just young. You just look, it's like you said, it's an addiction.
It's gotta be, like and again, I'm not even talking shit. Like I'm not the hugest fan of Britney. Honestly, you know that I have never been able to stand Kentucky Biscuit or whatever they call her. And
Kentucky Muffin.
okay, there you go,
That's what
biscuit,
it is.
muffin, whatever. I've always thought that Britney just gets treated like a delicate little flower for absolutely
And
no reason.
she's kind of a mean girl. Remember,
Yeah,
she's like, Jax, knock him out. Knock him the fuck out, Jax.
yeah, she's
It's my
definitely.
wedding.
She's obnoxious. Like she's obnoxious, but like yeah, I don't know what like maybe more therapy needs to be had
That's
because
100. Brittany, I don't, is she in therapy?
I think she said she is maybe. I don't know. I don't
She needs
know.
therapy. But one thing I will say about Brittany, she is the perfect person to deal with a child with special needs because she is like she handles Cruz so perfectly to me and
She's
she is
very
so
patient.
sweet and she like not only is she sweet but she goes out of her way to make sure he has the tools and gets him those tools and I just think it's so beautiful to watch how she's like, oh, I changed his playroom for this, and that. I'm like, where you lack at a lot of common sense, you go above and beyond as a mother. And I'm like, that is just so amazing to watch and to see. And I'm like, Cruz is so lucky he has her. because we know who his daddy is.
Well, when you watch shows like Love on the Spectrum too, which I'm a huge fan of that show,
I've never seen.
it goes to show how much people with autism and other neurodivergent disorders can thrive in life with the
Yeah.
right support from their family and the right tools, be it ABA therapy or what have you. And even with Cruz, you can see like changes in him, right? From the last
Hmm.
couple of seasons where he
Oh
came
my
across, and I
gosh.
don't know what exactly goes on with Cruz, but he came across as almost nonverbal at times. And
And scared.
and now he's yelling out to Zach when he sees him and
Oh my
stuff like
God, that
that.
makes it even
So
harder. And I
kudos to
literally thought, I
her.
said, I bet you he is, because like my nephew's autistic and he doesn't have like the best speech, but he talks and stuff. And I was just like, I bet you Cruz's issue is he is in a stressful environment and he is probably so stressed out and scared. I'm like, Jax needs to be removed from the home. And I'm so happy he did because then I feel like Cruz, even Brittany said, like, once me and what's his name? Jack separated, Cruz started, progressing and doing so much better because he probably wasn't in a stressful environment. Children feel that. Even young, they feel when they're in a fucked up household.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, Kristen and Luke better get it together. Pretty, like, I feel bad for Kristen. I do because I don't think Kristen probably anticipated what it would be like to have a baby at the age of 40 or older than 40. Even I think Kristen might be like 42.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
she's
so
she's kind of older.
just having friends that have had babies after like 35, especially if they have babies already. So many of my girlfriends that have had second babies after 35 have said how drastically different it was on their bodies than when they had their other babies when they were younger. And so not only is she going through that, like in her early 40s, she could also be starting to experience like hormone dips from, what will naturally be perimenopause and things like that. And so just the havoc that that wreaks on a woman emotionally, physically. Plus you have a lot of women get separation anxiety from their babies when they're really little like that. Mia, this is her fourth time up at bat. So I would think she's a little bit more prepared to deal with some of these things, but she's having a really hard time as well. And then she's dealing with feelings of isolation because Danny finally got his wish and moved her all the way out to the fucking boondocks of Santa Clarita, which if you can't imagine being any farther away from LA, move to Santa Clarita.
I
Um,
went to Santa Clarita once and I said, where am I?
Yeah, Santa Clarita is
Where
far
am
out
I?
into the valley. And then it's like she's stuck out there with four kids under four. And like, God, if I never, but wait a minute. Have you like, so I've heard a lot of scuttlebutt on the internet that supposedly these two are in like not an LDS kind of environment, but almost like one of those extreme Christian environments. And ever
Oh,
since I've
for
heard that,
sure.
I can't stop zoning in to like how Nia's kind of dressing this season.
They keep talking since they came on. It was Jesus this, Jesus that. And
Yeah,
as a
but
Jesus lover myself, yeah, I was like, this is too much.
this season she's almost coming across like a Chad wife. Like,
I think I think what happened is this season, it's the whole trad wife thing is becoming more and more popular. So I think she's leaning into it more.
why?
I don't understand it. But even like to say from last season, I am overwhelmed with these three children. I am drowning. And then to go out of your way to get pregnant again, only Jesus freaks do that.
Yeah, because I mean, I just really don't understand. Like, and again,
I,
I'm not judging any woman for what they decide to do with their bodies. But like Nia has been she complained a lot last season about adjusting from the last baby and like
the
what it
first moment we met her, she's been drained by and like having twins and a little baby, I can only imagine.
And even though Danny seems to be like as helpful of a husband as he can be, I mean, when they're little like that, they rely on mom for everything, especially because she breastfeeds. So, I mean, I think taking your mom in a party bus is diabolical to watch your kid while you're at a party. Like, You could have just had her
But
baby.
that just shows how much she has to work.
Well, it's because of the whole breastfeeding thing. She said that baby, like the new baby, won't take a bottle.
Mhm. But
So
like me, I would just not go.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I would
But
have to
she
sit
has
that
to
one
work.
out. But I'm like, I would have my
Exactly.
mom
Danny
sitting
ain't
in a
got it like
fucking
that.
bus all, well, my mom would never
Brandon
agree to
would be
that.
like, girl, bye. Sounds like you need to keep
Yeah.
your ass at home.
The only reason I could see my mom saying yes is like, okay, sis, we get into the bag, so you make sure you cut me a nice piece when you get your little check this season. That's the only reason I could see my mom doing it. But I would never put my mom in that position, like to have your mom sitting on a bus. Like, I think we need to address the bigger issue here, which is that the baby's not taking a bottle. And like, I'm not saying mothers don't deserve to go out and have a good time or that they don't need to make their check or whatever. I just kind of
No,
think
of
different choices
course.
could have been made as far as having mom sit in a party bus all night.
I was just like,
And then let's talk about the Danny of it all. Like, and I'll bring Real Housewives back into this
I don't like
conversation
him.
real quick when we're talking about Atlanta and Issa. I mean,
Oh yeah, he does look like Issa. He
Shamia's
does.
husband. Shamia's husband. It's like this man can't be bothered to film anything, but he will film
Can't
if
be
they're going to
bothered.
talk about having this baby. And it's the same like Danny and the willfulness to push Nia into having a baby constantly. It's like you both have wives. Like in Gerald's case, you have a wife who cannot carry a baby safely. You know that. You've had such bad luck with
Since
certain surrogates, embryo transfers not taking, surrogate getting cancer. At what point do we take the signs from the universe that maybe we should be grateful with the abundance we have and that having a boy is not worth putting my wife's life or another pregnant woman's life at risk for my, selfish needs. Same thing, but
it's
Danny and
insane.
Nia. You guys are overly abundant. Like you have plenty of kids. What is Danny's desire to keep her pregnant?
Control.
It has to be. And then it's like,
It's
he
control.
is so gross. Like, ever since
Keep
last
him pregnant so
season,
she can't flourish.
well,
A
he's
woman cannot do
gross.
as much if
Like,
she's always pregnant.
people are, because
He's
here's the thing, right?
tiny
And
too.
again, people don't jump all over me for this. I have rewatched the seasons of The Valley probably 2 to 3 times. And while I do agree Janet is obnoxious, why they can't seem to, well, okay, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth because I mean, if I was Nia after that little run-in at Lala's house, I would be like to that bitch too. Like, don't
Oh,
ever
I would
sit
never
me
speak
down and be
to
like,
Janet a
"Oh,
day in my life.
I'll wait for your apology." You're not getting one. What are you talking about?
While I think Danny,
Nia does not owe Janet an apology.
no, while I think Danny is disgusting and his actions were clearly beyond inappropriate, like,
This was not everybody's issue. This was between
yeah,
Danny and one person who's over it,
and
by the
that's
way.
and Janet, you're just trying to villainize Nia because you're jealous.
Gotta
Janet's a
be.
jealous girl. She's
Gotta
just a
be.
jealous human being. She's very blah. You can tell she's never been that girl. She's not an it girl. She's just there.
And I think
And so
maybe
she's just
like
jealous of Nia.
I think before they were on the show, maybe Janet was in charge of the girls. Like maybe she was top dog of like her and Jasmine and that little clique. And then they
Hmm.
got on TV and the dynamic shifted a little bit because when you watch season 1 of The Valley, that's kind of how it comes off. Like Janet was in charge of the girls. She was
She's like
top
the
dog.
ringleader.
She was like the great connector, right? And that quickly changes with her being obnoxious. Her husband also gets on my nerves. But at the same time, it's like Danny, Luke wants to move on for the sake of moving on. Like, we don't want to beat a dead horse. Like, you can't hold everybody hostage to pick them or pick me when you were initially in the wrong. People have strong feelings because you locked somebody else's wife in a pantry.
No, okay. The pantry thing, that he wasn't in the wrong for the pantry thing. What happened with, and I do not like Danny since moment one. What happened was he was being weird in the closet, drinking secret, and Janet walked in and said that made her uncomfortable that he was crouched down drinking from the bottle. That's what happened with that. She made that her
Oh, that's
issue.
funny.
Now with Jasmine, he is 100% wrong. Do not get mad at me because you walked in on me being weird, secretly getting drunk in a pantry. That's what happened with that. He did not lock her in there. He was in there on his own. She walked in on him. That's like me walking in on someone, doing cocaine and then I get mad at them.
Yeah, I think
I walked
because
in on you. You didn't come into where I was. He was there first. And I hate sticking up for him, but Janet, you are twisting the story,
and I think my issue with Janet's husband is that like he just blindly defends her all the time. Like it's
which
like
I
Eugene
love
and
for
Toya.
her, but your wife is wrong. It's like yes, a husband should stick up for their wife, but it's like your wife is wrong
And she's
a lot
wrong
of
a
the time.
lot. She's wrong
A
a
lot.
lot. And it's just
Most of the
like
time she's wrong.
if I really thought she was gonna go to Lala's and go on an apology tour. Like that's what I
Me
thought.
too.
I
And I
didn't
said,
think
Courtney, you're
like
real dumb for that.
yeah, but I mean overall the Valley this season for me, it's like a lot of people have been calling it dark, but I feel like it's just showing what real life is for a certain demographic of people.
Mm-hmm.
You got new mothers trying to fight their way through it on cameras of all things. Like
Which is like
I can
I
imagine
couldn't imagine.
the beef. Oh God, then let's talk about the fucking Michelle and Dr. Dre of it all.
Where is she meeting? She has to have met him at Chateau Marmont.
I was gonna say it had to be Chateau Marmont because where the fuck did you meet Dr. Dre, bitch? I know you weren't down at the Sloss and Swap meet.
And she's obviously not selling him a house. Like, he's not going to a random
Maybe,
realtor.
maybe.
No, he's not going to a random realtor. The houses he is buying, she does not have access to.
But isn't that what she sells though? Like, isn't she like a selling sunset type bitch?
I think she's selling like five, maybe $10 million houses. He's buying like $100 million houses.
Well, I don't know. For me, it's not super unbelievable because I mean, let's not act like Dr. Dre still hangs out with people from Compton, okay? So to me, it's
No, that's
not,
why I think they met at like Chateau or something like that.
yeah, yeah. The
Because
Polo
obviously
Lounge,
she
I don't
she
know,
would be in the
something.
same places as him.
Yeah,
Like
it's just super random. I mean, I can't speak
it's so
to
random.
who
But
Dr.
she is his
Dre has
type.
dated in recent years, but let's just go down the list of who we do know, like Michelle. Like,
She's his type.
no, she's not. Michelle,
Doesn't he like Latina?
this man was married to Michelle, the R&B singer. Like,
Yeah,
he's
I know.
only ever been tied to like black women, besides his ex-wife, who was like, I don't know, she looked like she could have been some kind of mix. But Dr. Dre, like, I've not known him to be tied to anything other than black women. So this is really surprising to
But
me.
aren't they all like light-skinned black women?
Michelle is my complexion.
I don't really know. It's like she could walk up to me and I wouldn't know what she looks
Well,
like.
listen, I'm an R&B head. Michelle is
I
like
felt like his last wife, I thought he liked lighter skinned
his
women.
last wife was lighter skinned. I don't know. She does come across as
The
like
one he
racially,
beat,
allegedly. She does come across as racially ambiguous, so I don't know. Like she looked like she had a drop of black in her. But I'm just saying the women he's been tied to in
she
earlier,
definitely looks black.
yeah, in other parts of his life, like some other baby mamas I'm aware of, they're black.
I
They're black. So the whole
mean,
Michelle thing is, and listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with dating outside of your race. I'm just saying
no,
it
yeah.
surprises me that a person like Dr. Dre is dating a person like Michelle Sinai.
It doesn't shock me.
Sinai, however you pronounce her last name. It's just
It
slightly interesting.
it's more shocking that she's on Bravo, not that she's not black.
Well, and don't get me wrong, I don't care if she's black or white. It's just surprising to me. Like, I don't know.
I need to
I
know where they met. I've been thinking about it all day.
hopefully
It's like
it
weighing
lasts.
heavily on me.
Hopefully it lasts through to their reunion so that Andy can get the tea for us because
I want
I'm
her to get
curious.
so much good stuff. Like, I want her to go on like fabulous vacations. Like, I want her to go to like amazing parties, like exclusive shit. You know
Girl,
what I
she is
mean?
setting herself up. I've never heard anything positive about Dr. Dre in a relationship with a woman. He took his ex-wife through it in that
Oh,
divorce.
I know.
through
I
it.
I would never date him, but
Let's not, the name Michelle Barnes, does that ring a bell to you? Because that's the lady in the 90s he beat, allegedly. So I
I
think
mean,
her name was Michelle
I've heard
Barnes.
about Andre,
Yeah, being from Cali, a very
but
local guy, you know.
Michelle is a woman that's looking to be taken care of. Like, while she will probably always work, at the end of the day, that's where her and Jesse went left. He ain't got no money.
I thought he did.
She said he spent it all.
Damn.
She said they had a few $1 million. So because he had that, they had the baby. He's like, oh, I'm gonna quit working. But what people understand, they always say, like, oh, are celebrities going broke? Why are they always selling us something? You get expensive bills, so you have
Yeah,
to keep working.
yeah.
He's like, he kept wanting to do $10,000 lunches, and you're not working. You can't have $10,000
You
lunches,
have no
and
cash
you're not
flow.
working.
Yeah, you
And
have
we
no
only
cash
have
flow.
maybe 2 million in today's day and age in LA. That's nothing.
In LA, where they live in LA. Maybe that's why he's leeching onto this girlfriend, because I heard she's loaded.
100%. 100%. He
Interesting.
is, and she's like friends. So I did a deep dive on her Instagram because she like popped up, and I said, oh, what's Lacey about? Because I kind of like her. She's friends with like Gretchen and all that whole OC
Oh,
circle.
okay. So that puts into perspective what she's working with.
Hmm. She
He's
like she
he's
has
trying to get
pictures
his
with like,
Tariq. He's trying to be Tariq. Get his
yeah.
Tariq on. Dude, okay,
Hmm.
speaking of that, and then I guess we'll wrap it up because I've been running my mouth too long. But have you seen, I mean, we all know the housing market has taken a dive. But this MF Tariq lives on TikTok Live. He's on TikTok Live
Really?
all
He
night
never
long.
comes up
I
for
was like,
me.
is he on crack? Why is he up all night? Like, Heather, come get your husband. What is he doing? I said, oh, real estate is
Christina
hard
tried to
right
tell us.
now.
And remember that millionaire tax?
And you
That's
see,
like a
she's coming
thing.
back. She's coming back to selling Sunset next season. So I was
Oh,
like,
she is?
oh no, they must need the check. Oh no.
100% they do. It's expensive.
It
These people
is.
gotta
It is.
work.
It is. It
This
is.
ain't the
Especially
2000s anymore.
to keep up with a young blonde little hot thing that married you when he had a lot of money. So you have
Hmm.
to keep it up. You have to keep it up. And she relocated her life to the Orange County against her good judgment. She didn't want to move there. So, but
Campaign for the Orange County.
anyways, I think
This has
that's
been
all we
so
got.
much fun.
I know. Of course, catch us here same time next week. And I mean, Bravo's been feeding us. Love Island, we got that's like the fucking Super Bowl for us. It's like football season. So you got Love Island coming in
When
June.
is that starting?
June, they released the date. It's sometime in early June. Early June. So, and that's what like Beyond the Villa, they don't even realize like you're about to be replaced. Like your flame is burning the fuck out. We're not even be talking about you in the next
Because
month and a
I'm
half.
over you. I bring in some new young hotties. I want to see hot girls with hot bodies that
Yeah,
are like
and hot
22.
guys. No, they always give us good-looking girls. Give us some men to look at, please.
That's why I said the
Men.
hot girls, because they always pick below average looking men.
Yeah, like please.
So
But
I'm excited.
anyways, bye.
Bye.